to Ireland in 2021. So the government said it would be an outdoor summer, and people will be mainly outdoors, and obviously coronavirus doesn't transmit as much outdoors compared to indoors. It's only something like 0.1%, I think the research shows. So that's very low amount, transmission outdoors. Obviously, in the fresh air, it's nice to get fresh air, vitamin D. It's good weather out there. People enjoying themselves. And the Gaudi, as they usually do, they come along because the Gaudi have got totally fascist now. We might as well call them the NKVD. Actually, sorry, not fascist. They're communist. They're worse than the communists. They're Stalinists. They're just like the NKVD. They just want to just silence anybody. They just want to beat people up for no reason. Like the last time, again, I could name 100 things off the top of my head, barging into a church. And again, we crossed the line that day when the guards barged into the church and that alone. Then accusing priests for just saying mass and threatening to put them to jail for saying mass. And we see this crack now in Dublin, where they have batons out. They're battering our young people like me. They're battering them senseless for you might be asking what's the crime, being out in the street, being there. Under what legislation gives them any need to batter teenagers around the place? Now I understand if the guards they were throwing stuff at the guards, that's understandable. Not battering them, but arresting them, obviously, because obviously that's, it's not right to throw anything at anybody. Let's be fair. But again, battering them with batons, like there's people that were just walking away and they were battering them still yesterday. For no reason. Again, I would love to see if the guards would do that to the politicians. The politicians need a good battering around Darlene. The same as Nefford and the rest, and they need to go into their offices and start battering the shit out of them. The same as the drug lords in Dublin too, the drug dealers and things like that. They wouldn't be, the guards would be too afraid to go near them. They'd probably give them a medal for selling coke to young people and everything. They wouldn't go near them. They'd be afraid. The guards would be terrified to go near them. But again, they're picking on young people what they're out to enjoy themselves in the good weather, with a few drinks. That's, again, you might say they're not supposed to be drinking the street. That's a different story for a different day. But again, what happened at the moment, the guards are too high on power. And again, I say, it's really came to the point now the government are just useless and weak and just idiots. We always knew that. But again, it's up to the man in the high castle and the others to take up, as one person said, it's up to him to speak and to say, do something, say something. Don't sit there on the hours and say fuck all. Again, something does need to be changed. The guards need to be rolled back in. Because again, this is totally fascism. This is communism. This is budging the force of communism. The Gardaí have basically started a coup. Have nearly go as far as to saying they're starting coupping the government by closing down coupping the country by closing down streets. Under what legislation are they closing streets? Because as far as I know, the taxpayer pays for the streets. There's no such thing. There was no accident. There was no fires. There was nothing like that. And people just want to go down a street, to the pubs or whatever. And they're just like, no, we won't allow you. How dare you? Go down the street. What's the reason, guard? Why is this closed? We just feel like it. We couldn't be bothered. We couldn't be bothered to open it. We just couldn't be bothered, and then we could beat you easily in another street. But yeah, it's totally fucking gone mad. Especially with them out with riot shields at the moment and batons. Again, I said to the guards to cop on, you think these people were out to fucking cause a revolution the way, you think that's the way the guards are dealing with this. You think these teenagers were bloody, you think these were causing an armed insurrection or something like that, the way the guards are going on. I wouldn't mind, but when there was trouble in Cavan a few last year, when there was the Quinn Direct was being attacked and everything, there was no such thing as that guard presence. Where were they? Were they all sitting in the house? The guards were afraid of them. The guards were terrified to go near these people. They were targeting Quinn Direct and everything because they were threatening the guards and everything. They were terrified, absolutely terrified. They wouldn't go and start tackling them. But that's just showing you. And then they tackle a few teenagers because they think they can get off with it. And that's just the guards. And there's guard abuse. This has been trending on Twitter, and funny that the twits on Twitter. In other words, the people who got the blue ticks. The blue ticks, the journalists, so-called journalists, on RTE, never recovered it. It's very suspicious. You have to just wonder to yourself, well, how is that? Why is that? You think OTV because again, I don't know how OT can justify this response by the guards. But you think they would say, this is a bit too much now. But no, RT's like, fuck everybody, we want a fucking totalitarian there. People standing up, we don't want that. We want people to be weak. We don't want people to stand up for the freedoms. We don't want people to stand up at all. This is OT's country now. This is the government, the NGO's country. We're not letting only people take control of this. We want the fears still in the people. And OT's are having a great bad doing this. They call them all far right. They're all far right extremists. We need to annihilate them. That's literally what OT's on about at the moment. They're just like far right fucking cunts, the dangerous bastards. OT's literally like that. The moment they're having a hissy fit. The people are out enjoying themselves. As they do, OT does. So, tit for tat, I suppose. It's just really just communism. It's just really communism at the moment. Be safe out there if you're in Dublin. I would advise people to stay away from them areas, and obviously please be careful. Thank you.